What's going on, gents? So, your co-workers aren't your friends. I know that sounds a bit rough, but just hear me out. So I'd be a hypocrite to say that I haven't made good mates in the workplace I'm at now, or that I haven't made any friends, from previous jobs that I'm still friends with today. What I am saying though is, don't get emotionally attached to the people you work with. They're not like the friends you think they are, because the reasons why is you're all here to make money. That's why you're all here. If you or your co-workers won the lotto, would you be in tomorrow? Odds are no. No one actually wants to be here. You're here for a paycheck to support your family and yourself. A lot of guys make big mistakes in the workplace by trusting people that they shouldn't. For example, I think this is back in 2017, I was on a night shift crew for a company, and night shift got paid considerably more than day shift. And I believe this was in 2017. Anyway, someone who I worked with, who I thought was a very good friend of mine, I told him that I was thinking about leaving to find another job somewhere closer to home. What I didn't count on was the fact that he would run to the boss straight after and tell him the news that I was leaving. Now, why did he do this? Well, because he wanted my spot. Now, he's jumped the gun, hoping that telling my boss will lock him in for when I go. And you know what? It worked. My boss started treating me very different, and after a couple of weeks later, I got a message asking if I can start at 7 and if I can see him at 11. Anyway, so I go, okay, well, is what it is. I thought it was strange. I thought maybe someone was off and I was just covering for him, or maybe, something along the lines of that. But I did get concerned that he wanted to see me in the office. And I'm thinking, fuck, what's this about? Anyway, he told me, little birdies told me that you're planning on leaving. And he wasn't too happy about it. And he wanted to know the reasons why. And I just said, I'm just looking somewhere closer to home. And I said, but it's not set in stone. Like, I like my job. I said, is that why you got me to start at 7? And he goes, well, it has something to do with it. Anyway, he goes, we've decided to get this bloke that I had told to take my place. Now, this cunt wasn't aware that he was the only one I told. Because I considered him a good friend. And I thought, you know what, I can confide in him. I just felt like I had to get off my chest. Like, I really wanted to work somewhere closer to home. I don't like the fucking travel. He snaked me so he could get my shift. And this is just one of a couple of examples why you shouldn't get emotionally invested into your friendships in the workplace. I was gutted. I really thought this guy was a good mate of mine. Look, at the end of the day, I know why he did it. He had a family to look after, and he wanted the pay rise. So I guess I don't hate him for that. I think I was more disappointed in myself to put trust into someone at a fucking workplace. People will fucking snake you for $1 pay raise. Now, this isn't the pay rise that he got. He got like an extra $7 an hour. But I kid you not, in my experience, I have known people to snake you for $1 extra per hour. And it's important to remember that. These people have their own issues, their own families to look after, their own dramas, and they don't have time for you. Their yous are in the same place for one thing, and that's money. It's not a very good foundation to build a friendship off. Now, I'm not telling you this so you can go to work and be a snob to everyone because you shouldn't trust them. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying don't have these grand expectations that you would for a friend that you meet in the outside world, or a friend that you would you'd have since high school. Where I'm working now, I've made some good mates, but as a machine operator in this game, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and people will fucking step over your corpse to get in whatever machine you're in, to get the hours you get, to get the weekends, to whatever. And a good red flag that I've noticed is if you get like a pay rise or some form of promotion, have a look around you and see who's happy for you, who's cheering you on, who's clapping for you, and have a look at who's sitting there quietly, who's seething, who's being passive aggressive. They're the people you really need to watch out for. Another thing is blokes being too friendly with chicks in the workplace. I'm going to do a completely different video on women in the workplace and why you blokes should be cautious, because we're living in this gynocentric feminist society, and obviously companies have to make quotas to prove that they're not sexist and hire a bunch of women, and it gets dudes into a lot of trouble. So that's a video for, it's probably going to be my next video, but for the blokes out there, just keep in mind that the people you work with, you're there for one reason and one reason only, and that's to support yourself and your family, to get a paycheck and look after yourselves. Am I saying to snake people? Absolutely fucking not. Don't be a dog. Am I saying to snob people or be an arsehole? Am I saying to be antisocial? Absolutely not. But just keep in the back of your mind why you're there. You're there to work, gents. You're not there to make friends. If you make friends, lifelong friends, even better. But just be cautious of who you're hanging around. Be cautious on what you're telling them as well. Pushing your poo in, is it? Bit bumpy. Yeah, that's good there, bro. Another thing is, don't go telling everyone at your workplace your business. They don't need to know. Just recently, right, I'm planning to go to Samoa at the end of the year. I hadn't told my boss yet, right? And by all means, I plan to, and I already have, and I already filled out my forms for it and whatnot. But for some reason, whoever found out that I was going to Samoa at the end of the year felt the need to go to my boss and let him know that I'm having time off at the end of the year. And he's come up to me going, "Hey, are you going away?" And I'm just like, "Who the fuck told you that?" And I'm like, fuck, right. I've made a mistake. I've made an error. But anyway, that was a big nothing burger, but it just goes to show that you shouldn't go telling everyone your business, because for some fucking reason, some dickhead in the workplace will go run into your boss and telling them your business, or run into the supervisor, or run into everyone else, and they feel like everyone needs to know your business. And just save yourself the headaches. So again, I'm not saying you can't make friends. I'm not saying to be antisocial. I'm not saying to be a fucking snob or a gronk or a snake. I'm saying merely just to just remember where you are and why you're there. You're there to make money. You're there to earn a paycheck. You're not there to it's not a social club. You're to make money to build your future, guys. That's it. Anyway, I think I've said all I needed to say. Let me know in the comment sections below if you had any similar experiences in the workplace where someone snaked you, or where, you know, you've told someone something that you probably shouldn't have and it's gotten out. I don't know. Anyway, gents, stay safe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.